Hey, it's Apples. Thanks for stopping by my studio with me today. This video is on the last series I just did with using canes, cane slices, and what to do with canes and how to make different objects. And that's what I've done here. I've made jewelry, and I've used the same beads on every piece just to give you different ideas of how to string them and what to use. And I've also made some boxes and some bowls, some cuff bracelets. I did that with Tiny Pandora's cuff bracelet kit, and I'll show you all about that. So coming up, you'll see some videos playing in the background and the projects I made in the little pictures on the foreground that goes with that video. So sit back and watch, and then go back and look at all the videos and see what you like. Also, stay tuned till the end because I've put an up close and personal of each project and explained what I did with it. And you don't want to miss that. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Blessings. I couldn't let this video end until I showed you what all I got out of all of that clay I had. And this isn't everything I've made in this series, but this is the jewelry part. And I used, as you well know, basically the same colors, the same scraps, made different shape pendants and earrings, but I basically used all of the same beads, the same colors, the pinks. Let me go in a little bit. A pink and a blue and a pink and white one. And I just chose the same beads and did different techniques with them a little bit, because we don't need to go out and buy beads to match everything that we think we're going to have. Let's just pick a few beads, and you can use them over and over and over again in your creations and get different looks from them. Let's start with this one. This is the Natasha, and I just put it together, laid it out, cut it out, and I put a bezel on it with the clay. This is the clay just rolled up in a marbleized effect. I put it on a wire, a round wire, and the only beads I used on this one were these blue beads that are glass and sort of see-through. You can see the pink wire in there. And the earrings I made to go with these has the same type of shape. And these came from the Sculpey stencils in their jewelry set. And I used the same color blue beads, only they're smaller and they have a little bit of oval shape to them rather than just the tube shape. These are all tube shape with the little diamond inserts in between them. And so that's one set that I use the same things on. And I've used these beads over and over again in some of the rest of them. Let's go to this one. And I'm trying to keep it easy and not expensive for beginners. Because I know how it is when you first start. You want to do everything and have everything, and you can't afford half of it, if that, nowadays. This is just on one of the pink, a hot pink little cording necklace that you buy already made. And this is a little bell that you can put on. I use, on all of these, I used oval jump rings. I really like the oval jump rings, and they don't come apart, and you don't lose your pieces, even if they do come apart as much, because the gravity holds them together, because you're actually connecting them on the side. I'll show you one when I can get to a larger jump ring. But this is just like a mosaic little type swirly bead and a blue bead. And the earrings that goes with this are the same things. It is the, let's see if I can get that light off of there a little bit. It is silver spacers, the blue and the pink marbleized bead, and the spacers just sort of help with the silver bezel here. So all of those beads are the same. And there's the same beads I've used in a couple of other things. Okay, here's one. And I'm not thrilled with the black, but at this point I didn't have anything else to put it on that looked any better. But these are like the fan shape, and it's a solid pink, the blue, and a marbleized pink and blue. And the bail to this one is a flower. And this is the same thing, the same bead arrangement and everything else. Same beads that I've used on some of the others, and you can see how different they look with how you place them and how you use them. But they're the same beads over and over and over again. You just add different things to them and get a different look. So you're not out spending a whole bunch of money until you know what you like and you know what you're doing, and it seems a little bit more justifying. Okay, this was my little crazy one. This one was a Natasha that I put down to make a veneer and cut out an oval shape and turned it sideways. I made a little charm on the bottom using the same beads that I've used before, just matched up some of the colors, put them on a gold chain. Let me see if I can get in closer. Just made the little charm form, and that was the only size gold chain that I had, is this really small chain. But I fed it with a jump ring on each of my, these are eye screws that I screwed in here to hold all these. I added a little bit of chain there, and I put a little turtle, gold turtle on there, because I thought that if you remove that, this sort of reminds me of a turtle shell or a turtle. But anyhow, I had the turtle, and in my crazy mind, they sort of went together. Okay, now let's look at this beading. This beading's the same beads, the same spacers. The only difference is I put it on a fuchsia wire. This is a 24 gauge wire, and I strung my bead sections, like here's a section, and I just put a couple of spacers and 2 or 3 beads in there, and here I wire wrap the ends, and one of them I wire wrapped quite a bit, so a good bit of the fuchsia wire shows, and it kind of matches up with the piece down here. But it adds that much more color going up than if I had just used gold or silver. So my whole necklace strand here has all of this color in it, all the way up, including the beads. Now, I didn't have a large enough gold chain to put on the end, so to finish it off for now, I put an antique bronze one, but I'll get some gold chain and finish this out with gold. And let's see if these O-rings are large enough for you to see here. Okay, this is an oval jump ring right there in between the 2 fuchsia. Here's my wire and here's my wire, here's my jump ring. It's oval. When you open and close it, it opens and closes on the side right here. So as you're wearing this, it stays on the side. So if you didn't get your jump ring hooked all the way, which it's really simple, just listen for the click when you're closing it, and it comes apart, chances are this isn't going to fall apart because of gravity. It's going to pull down and it's going to hold those jump rings. And the larger jump rings that are oval gives you more space to put in your beads and pendants if you're looking for a larger space, like for this one. This is an oval jump ring right here on the end of this one. It closes, I put it on the back side, it closes right there. And it gives me a little bit more room from my hole up to the end of my piece here. So that's a great way to use your oval jump rings. I don't use my round ones anymore. I just really like the oval ones, and less chance of things falling apart. Okay, this was a Natasha, and I put it together and baked it and decided what am I going to do with it. And I put a pink back on the Natasha bead, and then I put some silver Inca gold on the design. I put a texture sheet. I did not put anything else on that. That does not have any deep shine or anything else on it. I took the blue that I had left and made me a back sheet. Put my design out, Inca gold silver on here, and wrapped it over. And right here is where my pink goes up in here and stops here. My blue, I made a little tube and rolled over. I only put deep shine on my Natasha bead. I didn't want a shine on any of this. So the back and the pink background and the blue background up here at the bail does not have any type of sealer on it. Baked Inca gold does not need to be sealed. But I wanted the shine here because I just put a little chain on here. And I put a little toggle on the end, a simple little toggle, because I'm trying to keep the cost down for you all and the simplicity down. But I made my bracelets to match this necklace. And I think this one goes better with it. This is the one that has the pink with the inlaid design. All of the top of this has deep shine on it now. And this is the one with the blue bottom on it. It does not have any sealer at all. That was just clay. And I have a little bit of chain with a oval jump ring here on one side. And I just put a couple of jump rings on this side so you could see the difference in what it looked like, using a couple of jump rings on there. So I can get them out. A couple of jump rings, a larger one and a medium-sized one there, with this side of the toggle on there. And this is the one where I just cut off a little piece of chain and put the other end of the toggle on there. So on this one, when you look at it, you see the blue and the pink and then your design. This one is smaller. This is what it looks like with a longer chain on the end. Same toggle. No sealer on the inside, but it has deep shine all the way around the top. And this one is just that veneer that we made with our scraps. It doesn't have the pink on the side with the inlay. This and this is exactly the same size, same width, and I just used that clay and put it on the fuchsia pink clay and made like an inlay on it. The last thing in this pink and blue, and I hope this is all the pink and blue, don't you? This is my brooch pin that I made. Let me get all of this out of the way so this will focus on this. This is my brooch pin I made. And I put some little rhinestones on it with gem sticking. And here is my baked on hook on the back for my brooch. Then I made my Christy Friesen heart. And I put my gemstones and rhinestones on it with gem sticking. And as you saw, I put a larger rope type jump ring on here. And that's what it looked like while it was baking and everything. And I thought, you know, that really needs to go on something. And then I picked up the brooch and I thought, wow, that would make a cool thing. I've never done one like that before. So I've either made the heart or I've made the brooch, but I haven't put them together. And I thought it turned out quite well. I used another decorative jump ring right here to connect it. Same as the large one, only it's smaller. And this one has the pink back on it. And my clasp for my brooch pin is embedded under there. And my heart was just all real pretty on the back anyhow, so I didn't have to do anything to that one. Okay, let's get to the box. I ended up painting the inside of my box black. I usually don't do that, but I couldn't figure out which one to use and how to get it on there, but I just decided it had enough color and design on the outside that this could be a flat black on the inside. If I change my mind, I can go back and repaint it with no problem. Okay, how about the square white trinket dish that didn't work out, right? Remember that video? Okay, here is my bowl. Let me move this again so it'll focus. Here is my bowl that I made in my taco shell pan. I left the back alone. Since it was baked on metal, it is shiny. It has a lot of translucent in it, so you get the planking, but that's okay. I think it looks cool. It's not air bubbles. It's the planking from the clay. It's where you see the lighter spots. See, like right there? That's just clay. Now the inside's a different story. The inside is deep shine, because it brings out all of the color and all of the design of your canes. All of this is covered with deep shine. That's the sealer. It is a UV sealer. It's a brush-on sealer made by Tiny Pandora. She has a new formula out that cures quicker under the UV light. And it's a brush-on sealer. So you just glide your brush with your deep shine on over your pieces. And we've got videos out there on how to use it. But if you have any questions, just message me or leave me a comment in the comments. And I'll go over with you how to use it. It's wonderful. It will not turn yellow. A lot of sealers and a lot of resins will. This is a non-yellowing formula. It cures faster and it's waterproof. But remember, polymer clay is not food safe. You could serve nuts or M&Ms or something like that in there that's a dry food for a little while for a party or something. But do not put like mashed potatoes or any type of wet food in your polymer clay. Okay, now let's get to the kitchen set. Here's my bottle and the cap. I love the cap being this little cane that I used on top, and it matches this here. It just does something, and it's tied in down here in the center too. But it just does something, I think, to carry that on out to the lid, which I almost didn't do, but I really like it. And this is just the square canes that I made the veneers from, or put them on the bottle, and just put my divided edging in there. We went over that in the video. Here's my little spice bottle. I left the lid to this just silver, and I've got a little shaker cap that comes with the spice bottles that I put back on here, because I reuse these for my spices and stuff when I make my special blends. Now this is our pepper can, and I used the large canes on one side and divided them off. Here's the large ones. The larger slices were on this side, divided them with the blue, and this side are the smaller ones because I had reduced the cane. So it doesn't matter that there's two sizes on there. It's the same cane and it blends well together. And you see where they're all matched up and have the flowers and the little spread out things. I think it's really cool. But then I had to do, because I had that kaleidoscope cane with this. These were the little triangles that I put together. I cut out one extra rose and put in the center here, just to give a little balance. This was a snake I made just with the leftover clay and rolled it up and made it marbleized. Here's the back, and I put my little foot on it right there and squished it down to make sure that it laid flat. So that is the kitchen set. Right here, it's 4-piece. Really cool to do, easy to do. All of this is easy to do, and this makes such a nice gift for somebody that just bought a house or moved into a new apartment or something like that. So this series is over with now. But Tiny Pandora is teaching her caning Zoom classes all year long. So if you're not sure how to make a cane, learn about the contrast and the colors, the shape, the design, and all of that, and what all you can do with them, you really need to go to tinypandora.com and check out her classes and all of her ideas that she has. And if you have any questions on any of this, like I said, just message me, leave them in the comments, contact me. You can find me everywhere in the polymer clay groups, and I'll help you and I'll answer your questions. And this is a wonderful art to get into. So until next time, be safe and blessings.